The first time I heard of Wynwood was when Diane mentioned it for the project. I had no previous knowledge or expectations of the place. Driving down for the first time, I followed my GPS off of the highway and drove straight into Overtown. I turned the corner and my surroundings go from dark and dirty to strikingly beautiful. I am met with the art from the tops of the buildings to the sidewalks below. I am in Wynwood. Upon first experience, Wynwood feels as if it has its own invisible boundaries through which you enter and exit. Outside these boundaries, you are in Overtown. Inside these boundaries, you are within an aura of maximum creativity and free expression. There is art everywhere. The murals on the gallery walls are as beautiful as the artwork kept inside them. The garbage cans are beautiful. The stop signs are beautiful. There is also a surprising amount of people. For 7 blocks, the sidewalks are packed, the galleries and bars spilling out with artsy young people on second Saturdays. On every corner, there is poetry being read, bongos and guitars being played, and break dancers dressed in neon spinning on cardboard sheets. Heaven for the right brain. We came upon our first gallery, titled Rise Up. Simple on the outside, we walk in and we are greeted by a man in a wheelchair. As we observe the art, we see that every piece has a name, face, and story of the artist, all with a similar theme. The artists are para and quadriplegics. The gallery owner himself, as we came to find out, is also paralyzed. The art here was produced by sufferers of neck and spinal injuries, and for sale to contribute to the Rise Up Foundation that provides funding to other paralyzed people.
What I wanted to ask was what you received from the art therapy and like when you kind of realized how important art was for you as an individual.
I think having the art and the music therapy was for me was, I was like, oh my God, I can't go lift weights right now. Like, let me go do something other than that. So, and it's just, you know, you have so many things going through your head, like not just, oh my God, I can't walk. It's like, am I going to go back to my job? You know, what about my relationship? What about, you know, am I going to have to live in a nursing home the rest of my life? Or do I have to go live with my parents? Like all these things. And to forget about that for an hour and randomly put brush strokes on a canvas is an incredible release, and I think people need that mentally. It's like a pressure cooker, and if you don't have that, you might just blow or melt.
So you guys are kind of like a small minority who've created a kind of home for yourselves here, and you through this foundation, kind of in a way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just happy to be part of this progressive community over here in Wynwood. It reminds me of stories of what I hear New York was in the late 70s and 80s. Yeah, like it's very fringe, glass, you know, broken glass in the streets, and I love it. I really appreciate so many smaller things in life, whereas I think when you're so focused on being successful, and however, I think how you define that probably evolves with you over time. It could be, yeah, I have this nice home in the suburbs, or I have this sweet pad in the city, or look at my new flashy car, or look how many times I smile in a day. It's like, how do you measure it? And I think I have definitely migrated to the latter over time. And it's, you know, I feel way more righteous going and teaching an art workshop and like uplifting these 15, 20 souls who are just like, what the fuck happened to me?
Right.
Than like earning a big paycheck on Wall Street.
In speaking with David, I realized that the artists here in Wynwood are not all just here to make art and live within the aura of it. They all have unique purposes and goals of being in this place. I began to ask, where did they come from, and how did Wynwood affect their lives? What does art mean for them? We walked deeper into the 7 blocks, taking in the beauty of the surroundings. We came upon another gallery covered in cartoon images and named Kawaii Universe. The gallery was decorated from ceiling to floor in larger-than-life cartoon images of animals and food. The artist, with bright purple hair, a big smile, and a resonating voice, comes to greet me and immediately explains the experience of her gallery.
Well, I've always been so passionate about so many things, and the thing about what I love science, which relates to art, is the observational qualities. When you're an artist and you're recreating art for life, would you like me to look at the camera or look at you? Okay, so we'll leave it like this. I just felt like the two, even though totally separate, could somehow, come together. And I felt like the more I educate myself about what I'm experiencing in the real world, the better my art's going to be, because art is about truth, if you want it to be. I was never felt like science or art was too much for me, because I just felt like they could cross, it's all about cross-training. You learn something else, and then it opens up your mind to learn something else, and then keep yourself open. It just helps you as a person. Sometimes you can feel different, but at the same time you can't really listen to that, because then you're never going to be what you want to do, or feel like, okay, because of that person's validation, now I can't even enjoy my personal passion. So I never let that really impact it, but it's hard because it is a sacrifice. And art too, sometimes you feel if you're not validated, you can't get on to the next step. I mean, it's interesting. Wynwood, it's its own anomaly. I mean, we're in Miami, it's a widespread city. I'm from Miami, and it's just interesting that in the last few months, or even, well, it's been happening for a long time. I mean, almost 10 years this area has been evolving. But exponentially, the energy has been in the last few months. Every year that Art Basel happens, it kind of adds that push. It's evolving, and everybody's being proactive, because I think everything's motivating itself. But you have to understand, time is 365 days a year. So yes, we have major events going on every so often, but there's a continuum that has to be sustained. So I guess only the artists that are out there and in here or everywhere can put that effort that's going to make it what it is. But if it stops, it's going to stop. People are going to feel the stillness. I would say yes. And everybody's so unique when they come here anyways, and then I guess maybe when they see or get inspired, they realize exactly what they're doing and they just keep to it. I don't feel like a lot of people become eclectic as far as styles, maybe, but the area does try and be somewhat in real time, because I see the murals always changing, and yeah, a lot of the times, every so often, the murals change, and I try and be fresh with the murals too, but it's a commitment, and if you start it, you got to finish it.
And it's still in kind of an evolving state.
Oh, for sure. I mean, art is always about evolving, and if you think you're done, then you're not enough. Yeah, you're done, and then you're not art anymore. Art is about getting to the next level all the time and challenging yourself all the time, and I think it's great that everybody's getting this opportunity to be a part of it and experience it, and the Art Walk, adds to that.
After conversing with Valentina, I understood that these artists have had to make significant decisions in their lives that have led them to Wynwood. How did they choose this path of individualism? When did they decide not to conform? Walking down further, we came upon the Wynwood Walls. Famous among those who know, this is a permanent establishment of wall murals converted into a small park, equipped with astroturf and large tires to sit on. These murals are the living collection of Wynwood, and each have their own story to tell. When you are standing among these walls, you feel as if you are in another world, one only seen in dreams. At night, the people gather here as music is played and food is served, everyone basking in the beauty and entertainment of one another. The culture lives here. Wynwood and its walls has created a kind of underground culture of the artists and their fans and those who come to be among other individuals. There is a sense of freedom here that you won't be judged by your appearance, or by dancing with a stranger, or drawing on the sidewalk with chalk you found on the ground. The people and the artists have come from all aspects of life to be in this place with each other and feed off of the energy. The people here are happy and full of mindful expression. It is truly extraordinary.